Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Have a Pint. Today we have Samuel Adams Octoberfest. It is from the Boston Brewing Company. It is a Marzen style lager. It is 5.3% alcohol by volume, 16 IBUs. 3.6 is the average rating on Untapped. The description reads, in 1810, the Oktoberfest tradition was born when Munich celebrated the Crown Prince's wedding with a special beer and 16-day party. Our version of this classic style blends rich malts for a hearty, smooth flavor with notes of caramel, creating a brew that's perfect for the season or whatever you are celebrating. I think this was the first Oktoberfest beer I ever had. Probably 10 years ago, I probably had this sometime early in my beer drinking. Probably before I was 21. With that said, till this year I'd never had it out of can. The day I went and picked this up was the day it came out here in Nebraska. I was at work. And, on my breaks, I was seeing posts on Facebook from all these places around town advertising what new they had in. Sam Adams was the first Oktoberfest out this season. Now, let's rewind about 6, 7, 8 years ago when I worked for a place called Bricks. Which was mainly a wine shop, but they had a good beer selection. It was no better than, honestly, what Hy-Vee has. But this is August. I think when it came out this year, it was... I want to say it was August 10th. I don't remember what day it was. But way back then, the first one we were getting was Anger Oktoberfest. And that shit was coming out in July. So, I don't remember if it was late July or what have you, but I just remember those were coming out in July, and I was going, well, I'm appreciative, but what the fuck are you doing around here now? I mean, I'm going to get you. I have a 4-pack in the fridge. I'm so excited to pop one. But I'm not going to pop one until I do a review on it. Because in the past, I haven't had it in... Hi, Arya. I haven't had it in years. But that's always been my favorite one. This one's really good, in my opinion. Gets a 3.6, I think. Gets some flack for being Boston Beer Company. But I got my favorite mug here, the only one I have, which I used to make jokes. You could, as thick as this fucking thing is, you could toss it off a 3rd-story balcony onto concrete, and I think it would come out fine. It might be chipped, but it would be fine. It actually is chipped. What the fuck? Anyway. But yeah, this thing is a thick, thick glass. Usually I wouldn't review anything with something like that on there. But it's the only mug I have, and a mug's really what you gotta have an Oktoberfest out of. I don't give a damn. I mean, I'll do other things, but... Oh, that looks so beautiful, doesn't it? It is a very orange color. Definitely see-through. It's not a surprise. It's an Oktoberfest. It's not meant to be anything else. And that's the thing with Sam Adams. They don't do exciting and different that well. What a style is supposed to be, they stick to that very well. What they brew is good representations of styles. You want something interesting, something complex. You're not going to get that from Sam Adams. Exactly what a Marzen beer is supposed to be is what this is. Same with their winter lager. What a winter lager is supposed to be, that's what you get out of that. Anything else by them, what that style is supposed to be is what you're going to get. They don't delve from the ordinary. It's just, okay, this is what the beer's going to be. We're going to brew that as best we can. We're going to brew that to perfection. You want to add something different to it? No, that's not what we do. That is not what Samuel Adams does. There is good and bad to that. If you're looking for something big, something interesting, complex, you're probably not going to get that from Samuel Adams. When I go out looking for big imperial stouts, that's cute to think that Sam Adams might do that. You're not going to find it. They have done some, they did do a Baltic Porter once. Yeah, they did do a Baltic Porter called Dark Depths. But a big beer for them is 7.6% alcohol. That's a big beer for them. Have they ever done... As far as I'm aware, they haven't done an Imperial Stout. Oh my goodness, they did do a Russian Imperial Stout. Whatever series of beers that Dark Depths was a part of. That needs to be a thing again. It is our take on the stout brewed by 18th century English brewers for the Russian Imperial Court. Because you can't find big beers from Sam Adams, you forget that shit. But you can find beautiful beers that are exactly what they're supposed to be. When we poured this, it had about a finger or two worth of head. It goes away rather quickly. Let's see if I can swirl this. Not the best. Big caramel notes. Definitely malt heavy on the nose. But that is honestly it. That is all you get. Oh, that's so good. Honestly, not much going on. I don't believe there's anything on the front of the palate. Yeah, don't get me wrong. When I say they do great beer as far as accuracy to the style, it doesn't mean it's the best beers for the style. I would argue Einger has got to be a lot closer since it's one of the originals. And I find Einger to be a lot better than this. In the middle of the palate, that's where the malt and the caramel start to pick up. And they're incredibly well balanced together. And on the finish, it's the same as the middle of the palate. Just a healthy balance between the malt and the caramel, with nothing popping, really. Nothing's out there. On the end of the finish, though, the caramel spikes a little bit, but in a good way. It's very good. Shit, I don't know I don't think I finished that story, but yeah, I was at work and I was seeing all these posts by places saying they had this in. So right away after work, there is a Hy-Vee that has a decent selection. Nobody who really knows beer there, but they have a decent selection. Here's the thing. I bought Dogfish Head 120 minute there. I spent $45 because I bought a 4-pack. They did not do it in singles. They knew nothing about the beer. I ended up getting a 12-pack of this to be able to get it in can. But that was a beautiful night. I had 4 of them that first night that I got it. My 2 favorite seasons for beer, number 2 is fall. You can't go wrong with Octoberfest. You can't go wrong with pumpkin. And any other variant on those, you can't go wrong with. Number 1 is winter. For winter warmers are one of the best styles in my opinion. But it's also a great time of the year for like imperial stouts. Stouts in general, but imperial stouts. Bigger, heartier beers. You're not going to drink as many beers, but typically what you drink is going to have more flavor and more complexity than 6 months later, you know, in the middle of summer where it's going to just be light, crisp, clean. And fall has that to an extent, but what's beautiful about fall beers is they are light, they're crisp, they're clean, but there's some subtle complexity to a lot of the beers. There's a few I'm still waiting for to come out. I actually don't know if I've ever had Sierra Nevada's Octoberfest. I will be sincerely curious to try that one. I also have Odell in there, which, if I remember correctly, was one of my favorite Octobers. Ska is in there. And like I said, Einger. Actually, when I bought Einger the other day, that was the first time I bought a foreign beer in this year. I had, late last year, I had bought it was a Schwarzbier. Comes in the flip top. I can't remember the name of the company. Yeah, I've never had this one. It's in collaboration with Weihenstephaner. Or Weihenstephan. That actually gets a much better rating than this, but the issue is bottle. It is bottled. I have not seen that one in can. Whenever it comes can, everything I'm seeing is bottle. Which I don't completely avoid bottle. I got that Einger in there is bottle, and I got some other bottles in there, but I like to try to avoid bottles. But anyways, so for this brew, I'm gonna say 4. It's very good, but for seasonals this time of the year, we're starting to get into things that can hit 4.5, 4.75, possibly 5. But as much as I love this Oktoberfest, it does come up short to an extent. Don't get me wrong, if this was not the first one to come out, I probably wouldn't have bought it. If Sierra Nevadas would have been the first out, I'd have been buying it. I'd have been a little disappointed to get Bottle, but I'd have gotten it. Alright. So, 4 out of 5. Will I buy it again? Not this year. Also, something else I dislike. What the fuck is that C? Why is there a C? But it's not that special, really. I'll probably buy it again last year. Like, I've had this before. Never in can, but I've had it before. I enjoyed it. I enjoy it now. I might buy it next year. I might not. It might be 2 or 3 years down the line where I pick this up again. I have a lot of appreciation for Sam Adams for being, or I should say Boston Beer Company, for being my introduction into craft beer. Their Boston Lager was pivotal in me getting into good beer. But I can't sit here and give them a good rating for the fact that they are what got me into it. This will probably be my lowest rank on a fall beer. Possibly. I'll let you know if I get Leinenkugels or Shiner, which I don't know if I've had either of them, but I'm going to assume Leinenkugels is a terrible Oktoberfest or a terrible Marzen. I have had Shiner's Marzen. They got a 3-star, so. Yeah. Unless I get one of those, this is probably going to be the lowest rated full beer I have this year. Till next time, Prost.